Hey, so it has been a long time since I've done a garden video tour. Spring kind of got away from me. I wasn't interested in videoing, editing, doing any of that, plus I'm gardening like crazy. And so, I'm looking at my plants. I thought I would do a little update tour of the vegetable garden. It is June 4th, 2017. So, early June, Houston, Zone 9A. It's actually a cooler day right now. It's probably in the high 70s. A lot of humidity. It's been kind of raining off and on recently. So let's get going. Alright, so I'll give you an overview tour right now as it looks, and then we'll walk through the garden. Alright. So we're going to start down here, the strawberry bed. This had radishes. This end had radishes. I pulled them all. Actually just recently kind of tried to weed it up a little bit. And then I planted some kashaw melon seeds in there. And then the strawberry bed is still strawberries. And I've started weeding it, thinning it out, getting it fixed up a little bit. I need to get back in here. Let me move these trellises here. But I've still got, quite a bit of work still to do. My weeds. Also my weeds in my path. When it stays moist, everything gets weedy really fast. Strawberries are still kind of producing fruit every now and then, but they're pretty much, you see a few down in there, tapering off. I had some lettuce here at one point, but they've already bolted and done. Some dill still hanging out. I'm excited my artichoke finally is looking decent. This is my last surviving one. More weeds that I've got to pull. Some blackberries that had sprouted down in our pathway down by the blackberries. They send runners up. So I dug them up and potted them. I'm not sure. My husband may put them along the fence. We may share them with friends and family. So we'll run down. I need to weed really, really bad, as you can tell. I got a lot of dill coming up. My tomatoes that I had started for fall tomatoes are doing good. I need to actually get these in the ground. I'm going to put some over where we had some corn. I'll probably put 2 or 3 plants in there. And then I have a couple plants. I'm thinking some Romas are going to be going dormant soon, stopping production, but we'll see. If not, I may just have to put some of these tomatoes other places. But last year I started tomatoes for fall. I started seeds like way late. Well, I thought it was enough time, but it wasn't. Even the seedlings I saw that were for sale for fall tomatoes in early August were really small. And I really thought my window of opportunity to have any kind of production and you really needed to have some decent plants in the ground by June. So that's what I'm hoping for. Get these plants in, and maybe by October I can get fall tomatoes and have an October-November kind of crop. Over here the asparagus is looking good. I really need to restake it. Oh look, you can see this little guy right there. Those are you call them daddy long legs, but they're not. They're something arachnidy in that family, but they're kind of cool and creepy at the same time. Anyway, so the asparagus is doing good. I have some seed pods. Probably going to try to get those and start some. Oh, you can see an asparagus stalk hanging out in there. I haven't been harvesting any because I really just feel like I want them to get really good, the crowns to get well and nice. So I'll probably start eating that next year, or anytime I start seeing good stalks. So cucumbers, we'll just do this bed. This is going to be a long video, you guys. Cucumbers are doing good. Between the cucumbers we're getting from our neighbors and these cucumbers we put up, I don't know, 30, 40 jars of pickles. It's kind of insane. They're doing good. And then I recently started, don't see any germination down here yet. Oh wait, there's one. There's a couple right over here. These are, I think, purple royal burgundy, maybe, beans. There's right there. Oh, there's a couple coming up in there. And then I've got, if you look closely, down in here, these are all dragon tongue beans. So they're doing good. And my leftover red giant mustard and jackass ants. And over here I planted, we had carrots in this bed, and there were sugar snap peas on this side. But I've planted melons and, yeah, melons. Watermelons and some other Charentine melons. In this bed on this side down here, I've got squash that I planted, and I'm kind of letting the dill do their thing. The swallowtail butterflies were also laying eggs, and I would just kind of let it hang, do its thing, get some seeds. Yeah, that's what I'm doing down here. So, same thing with the dill over here, and also my ginger is coming up. There's another ginger hiding out in the dill, and I'm not sure what the deal is with these. All of my tops have been broken off. I don't know who or what is doing that. So I'm probably gonna try to just take the dill flowers and do something with that. Over here is a, yeah, I probably should just rip this out and take all the seed heads off. The milk thistle. And I've got a volunteer, this is I think a Sabre Ukraine tomato. You see them down there. Sorry, it's not going to focus that great. And then I got a volunteer yellow pear over here. And the parsley's still hanging in. I've got Cuban oregano down there hanging out. And then this is my massive pile of tomatoes that I underestimated how big they were going to get. And they didn't get staked that well, so I've been doing a lot of trying to reinforce. You could probably see some rebar back in there. But over on this is supposed to be a Toco trifle tomato, and we'll walk in and you can see a little bit. Got a lot of leaf-footed bug nymphs hanging out. They kind of get annoying and do things like this. But you know what? I got plenty. They can have a few. Yellow pear hanging out in here, and some black plum on this other side. We will walk over. There they are. The black plum back in there. So it is like an indeterminate tomato crazy city. The leeks are hanging out. Probably need to start using those. And then I sowed some okra in this bed, which had onions right there, and then down further where I'll show you in a minute, those had snap peas as well. I needed in the okra, as you see, I had some old seed. I didn't know how well it was going to germinate, so I kind of sowed it thickly. It looks like this one row that I sowed here didn't really germinate. So I will probably try to transplant a few over there. Usually that works pretty well. And do some thinning. I'm not going to do that today, but probably tomorrow. Over here I've got one of my favorite tomatoes, Arkansas Traveler. I don't know. Let's see if I can do some manual focusing here without making you guys crazy. There we go. There, now you can see that. Arkansas Traveler, one of my favorites. And this little guy down here is a volunteer from a few years ago. I think it's an Everglades tomato. It's definitely smaller than my Matt's Wild Cherry. And this was the corn. Hopefully I'm trying to refocus now that I'm not in auto. This was the corn. Got beets. The corn did not do well, FYI. We don't do corn very well. Alright, so I got more crazy tomatoes down here. Sorry with the focus. The Romas. And yeah, I have some weeding to do, seriously. I keep trying to get on top of it and you can't at this point in time. Down here is a cool pepper called Carmen. It has been green for a long time and is slowly changing to dark red. So I'm thinking that'll be a good stuffer. There's some more on the vine down there too, as you can see. And we got all sorts of tomatoes. I'll try to list out what I have. But look at that yumminess. Those are the Matt's Wild Cherry. And they're like, I don't know. Okay, no, they're not. Well, yeah, actually. Yeah, I think they might be reaching out about 3 plants down than they're supposed to be. They're just like a crazy indeterminate vine. The lemon verbena. There we go, focusing. And yeah, I'm excited about this gooseneck gourd. It's spraying up from a volunteer from last year, and my sungolds are really trying to go crazy as well. So So we'll get a shot down this way so you can see the craziness down here. Over on these trellises Chris put in back early in the spring, they are doing good. We have Kentucky Wonder Beans on this side. I had some spaghetti squash down here. The squash vine borers really got to it. And I sowed some more seeds, but I don't see them. Oh wait, here they are. Here is one germinating. There's a couple germinating down there. So hopefully, maybe I can get some more growing there. I really thinned out the collards. The moths and caterpillars had really just attacked it. You know, I'm going to leave some of it. You know, maybe we'll eat a few this summer, see how it does. Let's look up here at the Kentucky Wonders. So, I'm sorry if this is out of focus. It looks like it's in focus to me, but... and back here on this fence line is... yeah. all the blackberries. And as you see, there's a lot of blackberries that are ripening. Whee! And down below are various greens. I've got, I think this is Fort Hook Giant Shard. Down there is like the Rainbow Bright Light Shard. I had a bunch of lettuce that is bolting. Whee! Focusing here. And it's doing well as well. And I'm also kind of trying to oversummer some more shard down there in the shade. We'll see. Hopefully that'll work. Over here I've got, I think this is Pattison. Like a patty pan kind of squash. We've harvested 2. You see some of the vine is doing okay, some of it's not. That's, you know, that is what squash vine borers do right there. It is a very big problem in the south. And we don't really, we could put BT and do some other stuff. We're not that great at doing that because we get busy, but hopefully this one will stay pollinated. And looky there. Really trying to focus for you guys. Sorry if it gets all blurry there. You can see the, oh no, I've got a Chinese cabbage that is hanging out in the shade. I'm really, really sorry about this focusing thing, guys. Yeah, I thought I would try to over-summer some of that in the shade because sometimes that'll work. We'll see. Yeah, so blackberries. I need to add some more compost in this little spot. We added compost to the rest of this bed to raise it back up because this was like a modified hugelkultur. We dug down instead of piling up, and so some of the stuff has sunk as the years have gone on. So I need to add more compost over here before I plant something else. But I had cilantro in there, and but yeah, I've got a lot of good oregano, good stuff going on here. And good gravy. These blackberries just come out of nowhere. They shoot new spikes. And I have to do some tying. Yeah, so I got cowpeas here. These are Mandy's Red Ripper, I believe. So cowpeas, like the black-eyed peas, kind of. Oh yeah, there's another couple squash hanging out down there. So, they're hanging in even despite the squash vine borers. We'll see what we can get. And my crazy stuff. So, there's a good tour. I have a lot of work to do, a lot of weeding, things that need to happen. But, I'm not going to do that today. It's my day. I'm going to just chill. Enjoy the garden and walk around. So, I'll try to do a flower garden video soon for you guys. Because it's been a while since I've done one of those too. And you know, it looks good, but there's always things to do, add, take away. Hope you guys enjoyed.